To understand sequential mill in depth, I have divided this sequential mill video in two parts. One is sequential mill basic, another is sequential mill advanced. Sequential milling is used to machine controlled parts by manually creating a sequence of tool motions. The individual motions are called suboperations, and which gives you the flexibility to completely control the cutter movements. Here you can control the tool axis, position the tool relative to the drive and part geometry, recognize multiple check surfaces, apply multiple passes for clearing the area. Here the sequential milling workflow will be begin with defining the global parameters for all the sub operations, defining the motion type and set the parameters, continuously adding motions, whether it may be a point to point motion, engage motion, continuous path motion, at the end retract motion. After defining all the motions, you have to end the operation and generate the toolpath. This sequential mill needs more practice, and I have seen thousands of NX CAM programmer. If you consider out of 100, one or two people can do sequential mill. It looks easy, it needs a much more practice. I consider you have seen a session number 27, which is based on how to create MCS for multi-axis operation. From there I am starting. So click on this MCS G24 mill so that whenever you create operation, that will be the child of this MCS G54, which is fixture offset 1. Create operation. Here I am taking a type as mill multi-axis. In that I am taking sequential mill. When I keep a cursor on that sequential mill, it elaborates about itself. Like machines a series of surfaces or curves in succession using 3, 4 or 5 axis tool movements. In this operation, you need to select part, drive and check surfaces to define each successive tool movement. This operation is recommended for finishing when high degree of tool and toolpath control is needed. So this last sentence will clearly help you to understand why this operation is most important, which is recommended for finishing whenever there is a sudden change in the orientation of the surface. That time if tool is not giving proper output with any other operation, that time you have to use sequential mill. Before starting sequential mill, you have to create a tool from here. Otherwise from here also you can create. This we call it as global parameters, where you can set stock with respect to drive surfaces, with their respect to part surfaces, and the clearance also you can mention here. So I will one more time I will show you where this minimum clearance option will play important role. I will say OK to this. Here first I will take this motion type as point to point. PT to PT nothing but point to point. Here already I have inserted one point which I wanted to select. So you need to change motion method from user defined to point only. Existing point I will select, then say OK. Once you say OK, you may observe here that point to point is added here. You can display. Your tool will be showcased. Now I want to create engage movement from here to here. So that time I will take engage, and engage method, if I want to define, go inside engage method. You can specify vector only, vector plane, from a point. These things you can show. I will keep as it is. I'll say OK. After that I have to see here position, which is previous tool end, tool axis will be previous tool axis, and here I want to specify the geometry which is undefined here. Click on geometry and say first you need to select drive geometry. Here, one important thing you need to keep in mind whenever you are willing to give parameters like stock, direction of move, side indicator, or stop positioning, that you have to give before selecting any geometry. Either it may be drive, part, or check, anyone. Before doing that, you have to set these all parameters, then go for selection of the geometry. Here drive geometry I will select. Now I will not give any stock and other thing. Part I will select this, and check I will specify this as my check. So okay, now you can see this engage movement. This is coming from this particular point. After this I can see the direction here. If you want to reverse the direction, sometime it will give direction in this. That time you have to use this reverse direction to make it in this direction, so that next my whatever motion I specify, that will be from here. You can see now automatically it is progressed to continuous path. Again I will specify my check geometry. Here drive surface will be a previous drive surface, part surface will be your previous part surface, and also check surface I have to define. I will go inside that. In this tool position I will change it. Here I will change it to part surface to the check surface tangency. I will select this, say okay, display the tool path. Can you see here it came here. Again I want to continue with this here. Specify the check surface. Here also I will keep part surface and check surface tangency. Select this, hit ok, that's also added. Say okay. Now it is extended up to here. Now I want to continue from here to here. So that time, while specifying check surface, we have to change this part surface check surface tangency to dry surface and check surface tangency. Here dry surface will change to, so our check surface will change to dry surface here. So I will select this surface, sit okay, say okay. You can see that toolpath is created up to here. Again I will specify check surface. I will keep this drive surface and check surface tangency. I will select this case, say okay. Can you see the toolpath here? And I want to extend this toolpath outside. So next time check surface, whenever I'm selecting, I will change this stopping position to far side, and I will mention how much far it has to go. I will mention here 2 inches, as this part is in inches. I will select this surface as my stopping position. Once I hit OK, see the tool which is presently it is here. Once I say OK, it's outside now. It is 2 inch away from the part. If you want to include non-cutting move, then you change here continuous part to retract. Retract method I will keep vector only, and I need to specify the direction. If it is tilted, if you want to take some other direction, that time you have to select any curve which is in that direction. After that you need to mention distance, how much it has to lift. I will give here 5 inch. Can you see here toolpath is created from here to here. I am ending the operation by clicking end operation. Say OK. Now if you see the toolpath, like this, my tool is coming in engage mode. Here you can see how tool is moving. Currently it is moving 3 axis. I have observed while generating a toolpath I kept 3 axis. So 4 axis and 5 axis I will cover in another advanced training. So I request all of you to practice it. Then we will see some other operations in multi-axis. Later we will go for sequential advance. Thank you for watching complete video. If you learned something, then like, share and subscribe.